So backstage again, we are here behind the scenes at Deep Silver, right next to the 2K booth, getting some Alice in Chains, which is better than the Konami hip hop, that's for sure. So we're here to talk about Two Worlds 2. You're showing it for the first time to people.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've had it live and playable, hands-on on the show floor since we began development about 2.5 years ago. The response has been great so far, so we're really excited to actually bring it and get it in people's hands for the first time.
Picks that you really wanted to go back to and change when it came to Two Worlds 2 compared to the first one?
I think a lot of the personalization and customization and depth of some of the features. For example, the first time around, for example, the magic system in the first game. It was very unique. Instead of being based on an advancement system or a tree system or something like that, we had this kind of unique card-based system where you would collect these cards and kind of manipulate and create spells. And there was a lot of customization, but it was still kind of a top-line feature. We didn't get to go in depth as much as we'd like, so the second game we've really kind of gone overboard with it. The possible combinations and iterations of the spells and what you're able to create and how you're able to manipulate them, combine spells, create crazy effects where you can take a fireball and then you can add a multiplier card to it and it becomes 3 or 5 or 7 fireballs, and then you can put a second tier on it, attach a summon card to it, so now it's 5 fireballs that when they hit the environment or hit an enemy, they trigger a spawn of a creature to fight on your behalf, stuff like that. So just having these crazy things to mess around with and play with and experiment and stuff like that is really cool. And we did the same thing with the crafting and with the classless-based advancement system for the character itself, where you don't create a character and say, like, I'm going to be a mage for the next 25 hours, something like that, or I'm going to be a warrior. You can kind of pick and choose the skills and kind of create your own custom hybrid class and stuff like that. So just having that personalization and freedom to kind of mess with the game and explore the mechanics and explore like what we've been working on and stuff like that was a big focus. And also the multiplayer. Having multiplayer in this kind of a genre is in and of itself really rare. And I think that was one of the really strong things about the first game, even with all, like I said, those technical hiccups and things like that, is that we went for multiplayer. And so the second time around, really fleshing that out and really getting into it and diving into it. The first game was some PvP and a little bit of co-op, but it was really, again, very top line and stuff like that. The second installment has PvP. It has a completely independent co-op campaign mode that's independent of the single-player game, so that you can jump in with up to 8 players and tackle all this content in 6 or 5-6 hours worth of gameplay. We have the village mode where each player has their own unique village that they can have. They can invite friends to come and join, or you can join other friends and run around this countryside and quest. And it's kind of like the single player in that regard, where you're doing out and doing side quests. But watching that village actually kind of evolve and grow with the character and start to offer new pieces of equipment, new quests and stuff like that. So just really having this fully actualized and realized multiplayer element of the game that adds so much more depth to it, and has the potential to create this real community of players and fans of the franchise, with all the guild networking and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, those have kind of been our big goals for this game, is taking all those things that had so much promise in the first game and really giving them the time and care and love to become what we were hoping they would become the first time around.
It sounds almost, when you're describing multiplayer now, it sounds like a mini MMO for the consoles.
The word MMO has been thrown around a couple times. We kind of like to stray away from that, especially when it comes to talking about the console market. Because it's so it's so flooded right now and everything like that, and everybody's trying to find the next big WoW or something like that. So we're trying to do something that's a little bit different, a little bit unique, and kind of carve our own little niche within the RPG genre. I think we're doing a great job with that. It's a very unique game with some very unique mechanics and features and principles and stuff like that. And so that's what we're shooting for, and I think that's what we're achieving at this point. How
far into production is the team now?
We've been in production for almost 3 years now, since the last game. It was 2007, spring 2007. We're looking at launching this fall, so end of Q3, so late September, early October. We'll be announcing a date in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, it's right around the corner.
Thank you very much for your time.